Hello and welcome to a short presentation of the Skyway Invest Group or SWIG opportunity. Hard times today, guys. Skyrocketing cost of living, job insecurity, tax creep, and it feels like everyone seems to charge a fee for something and get away with it. That's why so many people are out there on the lookout for a way out or a way to escape the 9 to 5, whether it's to supplement, replace, or exceed their income. Now more than ever, it's actually critical you take control of your finances, both making what you do earn work for you better and learning how to generate multiple passive income streams to ultimately become a professional investor and live a life of freedom. Everyone has aspirations of a better future, all right? Now, whether it could be as simple as getting a car or a new car, depending on where you are in life, paying for your kids' education. Now, the big one, working from home. I mean, so many people spend hours either paying for or in the car getting to and from work, commuting. I know I used to commute about an hour and 15 minutes each way every day. All right. I had a company car, so I didn't have to pay for it as such, but it's a lot of time spent. Whereas if you're home, all you have to do, as Scott's just done, is crawl out of bed and you're at work. All right. If you want to be. Living in a different house or a different location. Many people aren't happy with the location they live in. They'd love to move to a nicer suburb or a nicer house, live on the beach. All right. These are dreams out there that people have. Traveling to see the world and see different cultures and experience life. Or whether it's just to help your kids as you're growing up. Now, I'm here to ask the question, can SWIG change your life? And I'm here to actually let you know that it can and give you examples on how it can as we work through the presentation. So who am I? My name's Andrew Twelftree. I'm a manager within the Skyway Invest Group. I'm a private investor both inside and outside of SWIG. I'm a full-time online marketer and networker, but I never used to be. I used to be a civil engineer. Here's me in the hard hat and the orange jacket. I used to work with big boys' toys on hot, dusty construction sites in Australia, where I was kind of the on-site boss. I had to be there from 6:30 in the morning till 6:30 at night after everyone had gone to catch up on the emails and quotes and things. So 12 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week. It felt like my employers owned me, and I very quickly resented the time I spent there instead of being at home where I should have been. Right? These days it's a bit different. I actually live in the Philippines by choice. A few lifestyle shots there. That's our block of land up in the mountain. I wish we could get internet up there. I'd build a house in a heartbeat. We were recently over in Malaysia. That's us in front of the Petronas Towers, where we went, one, for a holiday, and two, to attend a SWIG event. And that's where we met Andre for the first time. So I'm also a cryptocurrency enthusiast and a Skyway technology co-owner, which is one of the three things we're going to talk to you about tonight. The Skyway technology and how you can become a co-owner. The Academy of a Private Investor, which is an education course teaching you how to become a professional investor, and SWIG, or Skyway Invest Group, which is us. Now, we are at the moment in the middle of our Crypto Unit Club launch. Now, if you like the sound of ongoing, increasing monthly passive income, then you need to stick around and to the end of the presentation when we go through it in more detail. First, compliance. SWIG are not a registered brokers or advisors. Consider information offered as recommendation or personal advice. All business opportunities come with risk, so please be responsible for your own results. Figures offered are for illustrative purposes only. We do not offer financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and seek confirmation from a licensed accountant or financial advisor for compliance in your country. Bear with me a second. That being said, let me introduce you to a true genius. He's the winner of the Golden Chariot Award in 2017 for the most economically friendly transport system. He's also the winner of the Slovakia International Peace Prize in 2018. He is, of course, Dr. Anatoly Yanitsky. He's the Skyway designer, an engineer with 40 years experience, an author of over 150 inventions, has 100 patents worldwide. Coincidentally enough, the United Nations actually gave him a $1 million grant to prove the validity of the Skyway system, which he did, and that's why we're here today. Now, obviously, if you want to know more about Dr. Yanitsky, go to his blog, yanitsky.com. There is decades worth of great information and insight, complete open book. Very, very smart man. So let's have a quick look at the technology that Skyway have in development. Now, in development, we have the cold storage and the automated container moving solution. That's being developed in Dubai as we speak. We have the freight pods and the ore carrying pods. These can be run on solar power. Mining companies are itching for this because of those millions of dollars in savings on fuel alone, never alone the positive environmental impact. Skyway's little baby, the Unibike, is the first prototype they built and certified. The Unimobile, which is an electric car for disabled people, where the chair actually becomes the driver's seat, a lot more convenient. The Uniwind, which is a chairlift for mountainous areas and snowfields. The Unibus has evolved through time. We now have the segmented Unibus, which is about the same size as a bus or a tram. Now, Adelaide, Australia is my hometown. We have trams there. You catch them from the medium strip. They move off with traffic, stop at traffic lights, and basically get in the way and slow everything down. Now, imagine catching a Skyway unit from the medium strip still, but up on a platform. It will go whoosh straight off to its next destination without being impeded in any way whatsoever. The added bonus is beneath it, you gain back a lane of traffic, so everything else moves smoother as well. Our high-speed train, this is our luxury model, goes up to 500 kilometres an hour. As you can see, it's rather luxurious. Further models will be developed that carry a lot more people, which will allow us to commercialise it and build what's called a linear city. This is where we can buy a region of land and build a futuristic city 200-300 kilometres away from a major metropolitan area. We'll expand on that further. We've got eco-friendly housing to go along with that and a 1.5 tonne carrying capacity drone. Now, when Skyway first started, they had a dream of a Unibike, a Unibus, but not what we ended up with, one of these stand-up pods and a couple of freight models. All of this technology additional has been developed as a bonus for us, the co-owners. Now, I pose the question, in the future, will you just be a passenger or will you be a co-owner? Because we believe you'll be one or the other. We are leaving the door open for you to become a co-owner for a little bit longer. Now, for the expos that we've been in just last year alone, Railway Tech in Indonesia, Future Cities in Dubai, major deals done there. We are constructing there today. Congress exhibit in Singapore, Inva Expo in Russia. Right, we have the electric car was exposed there. The InnoTrans in Germany, massive public transport expo run every 2 years. That's where we revealed our high-speed train. None of us knew this was coming. All right, so you can actually become a co-owner of this technology, which will be built globally. At this point, I'd like to introduce you to another true genius, our CEO of SWIG, Andre Herato. Now, he is a professional investor, a self-made multi-millionaire, the founder of Skyway Invest Group, or us, the creator of the Academy of a Private Investor, and he's a finance and investments business coach. Right? Andre has a huge responsibility to help crowdfund for 2 testing facilities. These are to help test and certify both passenger and cargo models to know that they're safe to use. No matter what country you're from, this will be the biggest global project we will ever be part of. This is a photograph of Eco Techno Park, August last year at the open day. A couple of thousand people went there to see, feel, smell, touch and ride on the technology. Some of us on this call actually had the opportunity to be there last week and have a look around. Very, very exciting because I was one of them. All right. It's being built on 36 hectares of land in Belarus and it's all been crowdfunded. Now you've got the rigid line, the semi-rigid line, the slack line, cargo solutions over here. And when we were there about a week and a half ago, actually, there's a brand new line running all the way up the right-hand side of that one. We actually got to walk down this track here through to the lake there. And we had a barbecue with Anatoly Yanitsky and Andre Herato. in attendance. So very, very cool. The next project, the certification is the Innovation Park. It's being built in the United Arab Emirates. It's also being crowdfunded. It's being built on a 3-kilometre long section of land opposite the police academy and the university. Now, that's a photograph of the opening ceremony just after the Golden Shovel ceremony in November last year. They had an interview with a sheikh about 8 weeks ago in front of the footings of the eco-friendly building. That's where it is as of a couple of weeks back. So it's well and truly on the move. It's probably more advanced by now. We have the hoop routes where the unibus actually goes in the middle of these loops. We've got the anchor buildings both ends. This one here, that footing there is a building like this, and you can see the horseshoe-shaped track running along there and the rectangular one running next to it. All right, this is a computer image of the hoop route. You can see it running off into the distance with the track running through the middle. That's a long shot of it. And this is the one, a close-up of the one being built in the United Arab Emirates. Right, the next one is the automated container moving solution. You can see back here, there's a building and some horseshoe-shaped tracks on the way out, which is that right there. How cool is that? Now, why do I spend so much time on the technology? It's to impose upon you that it's the real deal. It's simply undeniable, all right? There is announced on the Dubai TV about 3 weeks ago, the 15-kilometre section of Unibus that's running right up the middle of Dubai, having 21 stations, including their financial district and the water display and the tall-story building there. Can't remember the name of it. The next project of note is the Moscow project. It will have 250 kilometres of track connecting 5 airports surrounding the city. It will be a highly profitable Skyway owned and operated project, and it will also be crowdfunded. So let's have a look at the development of the Skyway technology through time. In 1978, Yunitsky came up with the concept. In 2013, 2014, he decided, right, it's time to turn this dream into a reality. So they went out looking for joint venture partners, angel investors and billionaires to actually raise the funds to develop the technology. They were all willing to give him the money, but they also wanted 80 or 90% of the company in return. Yunitsky did not want to lose control, so he politely declined. And around the same time, one of Andre Hirato's students in the Academy of a Private Investor brought the Skyway technology to him as an investment opportunity. Andre put it through his 7-point check, and in fact, that video from 5 years ago has been uploaded onto my YouTube channel, so you can check that out. So you got top marks in every category. So Andre sought out Dr. Yunitsky to strike a deal which in effect formed the Skyway Invest Group to help crowdfund for the development of the technology. Now, at that stage, they set out a 15-stage development plan which encompassed fundraising goals and technology advancements. We've worked through those over the last 4.5 years. Till today, we are constructing in the United Arab Emirates as we speak. The Moscow project is just around the corner. We are currently in stage 13.3 out of 15 stages. So we get to sneak in on discounts set out 4.5 years ago, right before mass technology adoption. Because we have well over 300 signed agreements with over 17 countries around the world. We've raised well over $100 million to date out of our $200 million goal, and we are racing to the finish line. And our technology is fully transferable, meaning it can be built concurrently all around the world, which is a big word for at the same time. So where will some of our initial projects be? Tanzania, Belarus, Ireland, Ukraine, Russia obviously, Turkey, Italy, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Philippines, India and Australia, just to name a few. There are others. Rod Hook is the head of Skyway Australia. He'll oversee any projects there. I've met Rod, he lives in Adelaide. We had lunch one afternoon. Now, coincidentally, Rod has been added to the Infrastructure Australia board by the Australian government. Does that give you any clue of what might be happening? Now, India, we have our 5th year celebration in India coming up in October this year. We are not a new company, guys. We've been around for nearly 5 years. Why India? Because we're going to implement the Unibus throughout 15 cities in India and ultimately interconnect them with high-speed trains. Awesome. Now, for a moment, let's talk about education information products, which is the core of what Skyway Invest Group do. Bear with me, there's a special gift on the next slide. Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. Active income on the left, passive income on the right. Let's look at our education system existing. What's drummed into us as kids? Go to school, get a good education, go to university, get a degree, get a good job, work hard for 40 to 50 years, and you'll have an awesome life. All right. I tried that. Went to school, got good grades, went to university, got an engineering degree, got a good job. And it felt like I was flogging my backside off day in, day out and basically at the end of the week, we were broke in the end, you know. The days of one income families are long gone. Right? I got 2 years worth only out of 4 years of university of the higher education tax. All right, imagine what kids get these days. It's a crippling debt as they start out their life. All right. Now, here's the thing. Most people with jobs live paycheck to paycheck because there's only so many hours in the day, so many things they can sell. So unless they've been doing some investing on the other side of the fence, they won't have enough money to retire, 2, to enjoy, or 3, to leave any kind of legacy for their family. All right. On the other side of the fence, our lessons fast-track you to the wealth-building side of the quadrant. You've got business and investments, where you get leverage people's time or leverage money's power to earn income. What's on offer here? Unlimited, uncapped passive income and financial freedom. All right. People's idea of financial freedom, though, is somewhat skewed. They have visions of mansions, Lamborghinis, 50-foot yachts and private jets. It's really not. If you can learn how to generate enough passive income to cover your expenses existing, are you not financially free? Could you then work on investments and business after that to work on lifestyle? I suggest you can. Any day is a holiday with true time freedom, and we are creating a legacy with generational wealth. Now, some of the education packages available. All right, we're going to do some specific ones. The $100 pack, coincidentally, is the qualification level within our crypto unit club. We'll explain that on the next slide. For that, $50 goes off to Skyway in our crowdfunding effort. In return, comes back 2,500 pre-IPO private equity shares in the Skyway technology. So what does that mean? Pre means before, IPO means initial public offering, and on the private equity shares means you own part of the Skyway technology. So the next pack is the $710 pack. So $355 goes off to Skyway. Back comes 22,720 pipes, which are gifted to you. The $1,000 pack, $500 to Skyway, 35,000 back, gifted to you. Now, can you see the number of equity shares jumps up at the $1,000 level? It's the more you spend, the bigger the discount. In other words, it's like Costco. All right, the more you spend, the bigger the discount, literally, same thing. So the next one is our Crypto Unit Club qualifying packages. At the moment, for the next 2 weeks, we've got a $10 qualification package, which allows you to join to buy the lowest 2 packages in the Crypto Unit Club. The $100 pack allows you to buy the bottom 6 packages, and the $710 pack allows you to buy all of the packages for the remaining stages of the crypto unit launch, which we'll get into in more detail in a moment. So how do you actually make money from equity shares? Every company's goal is to grow both in assets and profitability. Now, as the value of the stock and the shares increases, it leads to profits and dividends for the co-owners and shareholders, us. So let's see how smart investors make money. Microsoft, for example, floated on the stock exchange at 10 cents per equity share. They are over $100 today, and that's a real-world example of 1,000 times your money. So how do you find opportunities like this. You need to be trained. You need to have the skills. Now, where do you find that? One, in your back office, all right, in your SWIG account. Secondly, for the advanced course, if you wanted to do a master profi course when it's in a city near you, absolutely do so. So opportunities like Skyway are usually only reserved for the elite. It almost went that way, but because of the way it unfolded and became crowdfunded, it gave us, the mums and dads of the world, a chance. As a Skyway technology co-owner, you'll benefit from annual dividends that will be paid quarterly. Now, this will happen after it floats on the stock exchange, all right? But this is where we get to the money now. As a Skyway Invest group, you will also benefit from dividends or loyalty bonuses from our SWIG Global Investment Portfolio. So let's have a look at that. This is a photograph taken of the big screen in Malaysia at the event which I was at. Igor Romanenko is our portfolio manager. Now, Andre, back in 2014, knew that at some point the Skyway technology would reach its 15th stage of development and no longer need any crowdfunding efforts. So he knew as SWIG members we would need an instrument to move forward and promote. So back then he started an investment portfolio for us. They applied the strategies they teach and invested that $26,000, and over the next 4.5 years turned it into $10.759 million. That's a capitalisation of 41,291%. If you divide that by the number of days, it works out at just shy of 26% per day. Now, that's not compounding for those mathematicians. Our investment portfolio is spread out over 21 different investment instruments throughout the investment industry. We've got real estate holdings in Tagnarog, Russia, Thailand, 600 million Skyway shares, cryptocurrency holdings in several coins, Berkshire Hathaway shares, Warren Buffett's company, Visa and MasterCard, Facebook, Twitter, FedEx. All right, we have investments in the energy industry, the banking sector. We have cash investments and reserves, and something really cool is we own 50% ownership of a gold mine. All right, how cool is that? We also own a diamond mine, and we are going to mechanically produce diamonds to sell back to the mining companies for diamond head drill bits and also for jewellery. So let's have a look at our crypto unit club. This is what we're all bouncing off walls excited about. Let's explain what we're not. Many people would have heard the ICO industry over the last couple of years. That's an initial coin offering. It's an unregulated industry where you need a coin on the blockchain, a scratched up website, a white paper, and a story. Now, the story could be, we're going to disrupt the banking industry by having unlimited international transactions for free 24 hours a day. Now, people go, well, that sounds awesome. We're going to invest money in that in the hope that it reaches an exchange, right? They can sell their coin on an extreme spike up in price, make an insane profit and solve all of their financial problems. Now, traditionally, don't get me wrong, there are some good ICOs, but most of them are unscrupulous people launching the ICOs, collecting the money and then running away with it, leaving people burnt, dismayed, angry, and gun shy. All right. Here's the point. We are not an ICO. We are in the pre-launch of a security token offering, where security is the operative word. This indicates that there is an asset underlying our token. The asset in our case is the investment portfolio we just described. Now, we have a 3-phase rollout. The first phase is an internal launch within Skyway Invest Group. We are currently in stage 4 out of 8 in that launch. The 1st of June, the beginning of stage 4, the top 4 valued packages sold out in 10 minutes flat. There is extreme demand for this product. Right? The top 2 packages sold out in 3 minutes flat. Now, The phase 2 is the global merchandising phase starting in December. This is where financial advisors will be able to sell it to their databases. Our crypto unit, ATM, rolls out across the planet, and the cryptocurrency exchanges will have releases of our tokens on them. The third phase is the SEC licensed launch on the exchanges. All right, we are SEC licensed, and this will happen in October the 15th this year. Right, in the buying frenzy that happened in stage 4 in our internal launch, we expect to happen when we release to the public. What does a buying frenzy do when it's on the open market? It spikes price up, doesn't it? Now, also, our investment portfolio is hedging its value with gold and diamonds. All right, how cool is that? So every dollar that's spent on our token, 65% of it gets reinvested back into the portfolio, increasing its size significantly. All right. Now, the traditional growth of our portfolio is 26% per day. That trend is continuing. All right. What do you think that'll do to the price of our token? Jump it up in price, won't it? Now, so much so that we can afford to take 5 to 35% of the growth of the portfolio and pay it back to our members, our token holders, as a loyalty bonus. These were going to begin in August this year, but as of June the 8th, we received our second loyalty bonus, 3 and 4 months early. How cool is that? Now, let's talk about the US dollar for a moment. Who knows it's in trouble? Well, back in 1971, Richard Nixon removed temporarily the gold standard from the US dollar. At that point in time, every currency around the world, because they were all tied to the US dollar, became a fiat currency. Every fiat currency in history has returned to its intrinsic value of 0. All right? Why would this be any different? Now, this is going to happen on a global scale. If you're not ready for this, guys, you will get wiped out. All right? At that point, it allowed banks and governments to conjure money up out of thin air. Quantitative easing 1, 2, and 3. All right? Bank loans. It's all created currency. Why do you think it's hard to get by these days when the buying power of your currency gets diluted by the minute? All right? Back in the 1950s and 60s, however, you could exchange your US dollar or any currency for gold. Gold is a brilliant store of value. Back in the Roman days, you could actually buy a chariot with a bar of gold. Now you can buy a car. And it will retain its buying power through the ages. Now, if you had these 4 shiny bars of gold on your kitchen bench, right, apart from going yay, is there any way you can produce 20 bars of gold from it of the same size without buying it, digging it out of your back garden, or hijacking the golden goose? All right, you can't, because it's a finite amount of a precious metal. This is why banks and governments hate it, because they can't print it. Do I make myself abundantly clear here? Now, on the other side of the fence, with our global investment portfolio, our golden goose, we literally can produce 20 bars of gold because we own a gold mine, along with many other investments. Now, as a token holder, you are part owners in that gold mine, the diamond production, Berkshire Hathaway shares, land holdings. All right, do you get it? All the other investments in the portfolio. Right, what's coming in the future? Here's our lovely Brenda showcasing our crypto unit ATM. This was on stage in Minsk, Belarus, a week and a half ago, where we were given a live demonstration. We actually have one of these already installed and working in a shopping centre in Estonia. All right. These were initially going to be rolled out in December, so they're being rolled out now 8 months early. All right. The next one is the new economic evolution of the world. Now, this sounds corny the first time you hear it, but once you understand the vision and the movement that we're creating, you'll drop everything to be part of it. All right. This is where we flip the major corporations on themselves. All right, major corporations see us, the sheeple, as cash cows for them. Right, what we are doing is turning the tables where everything we do in everyday life we get paid for. All right, imagine we buy a block of a region of land and build a futuristic city on it, 200 or 300 kilometres away from Sydney, Melbourne, New York, LA, London. All right, for example. When they build the city, we will be part owners in the land, the housing, the cycle tracks, the gardens, the towers, the schools, hospitals, shopping centres, all right, news agents, coffee shops, the interconnecting unibuses, and the high-speed trains running you back to the major cities. All right. Here's the point. When someone rents a house, we get paid. When someone goes to school, we get paid. Someone buys a coffee, we get paid. Someone gets a haircut, we get paid. Someone catches the unibus, we get paid. Right? The high-speed train, we get paid. Do you get the point? We now get paid from the corporations instead of the other way around. There will be many other future projects. We've got gold mines, diamond mines, right? It's been released that we will have petrol stations or gas stations where we can get a discount by being a SWIG member. And we can also be co-owners in the chain of petrol stations, right? Real estate deals, the land in Thailand, we're going to build a resort on it. Individual Skyway projects, all right? We can actually earn your financial freedom passively by buying larger education packages and accumulating a lot of equity shares in the Skyway technology and or tokens, all right, in our crypto unit launch, which are already paying monthly dividends. All right, you can do that. Now, if you do share this life-changing opportunity with people you know, love, and know, like, and trust and love, you can actually earn commissions and bonus tokens for doing so. Now, if you do, the people in your team, when another project comes through, you'll earn another payday. All right. On that, obviously ask your sponsor for more information if you wish to do so. It's easy to get started. All right, grab the link from whoever has invited you and fill in the form and do your verification. We've got lots of news, training and support. So if you want to just invest and keep your ear to the ground, we've got news groups. If you want to share it with others gently at barbecues along the way or on purpose, we've absolutely got the support and training for you. So we all want you to become professional investors both inside and outside of SWIG so that we can all create multiple massive passive income streams so we can hit our financial freedom and then in turn help others find theirs. So we can all start doing what we love and follow our passions. Now, what we're also doing here, guys, is leaving a legacy for your family. The investment portfolio that we become part owners in by buying these tokens, all right, or buying the packages, will last 4 generations. It's specifically designed to do so. So this will see you out. You'll be able to will this passive income onto your children and them to theirs. Because we all die twice, don't we? First, when we leave this mortal coil, and second, when our family stops speaking our name. Here's your chance to live on in your family's history as the one that set up that Skyway thing all those years ago to allow them to have the lifestyle they have today. All right. So on that, we'll actually end the official part of the presentation and we actually open it up for questions and answers. Well done, guys. Up to 55 people. Obviously, a few people jumped on during the presentation. What we'll actually do is, if you want to ask a question, feel free to unmute. So *6 on your phone or the little microphone in the bottom corner of your computer. Or if you're shy, type it into the chat and we can answer it from there. So I'm being a bit croaky this morning.
Ribbit.
All right. Hey, Scott, how you going?
Hey, buddy.
All right. Anyone got any questions? Wow. No.
I've got a question, Andrew.
Susan, yes, how you going?
Good, thank you. the exchanges that we will go on the 15th of October, what
Yes.
exchanges will they be?
There'll be 6 exchanges. They revealed the names of 2 of them in Minsk, but because we had the translation thing, because Andre was speaking Russian, we got the name of one of them was called Marketplace. All right. The other one and the other 4 are commercially sensitive. So you imagine if we say, the name of one, it'll go across social media in a minute, right? It will just go viral and it'll get back to that exchange. And they'll say, really? Are you launching on our exchange in October? Well, no, you're not, okay? So we have to keep our cards fairly close to our chest in that situation, but know that you'll have options on the October the 15th to either sell or buy your crypto unit tokens. Right. Here's where I'd like to go off on a little bit of a thing. I would anticipate those people to hold onto their tokens because they spit you a monthly income. You want to retain as many as you can, so do not dump them or the price of the tokens will lower. If we all hold on to them and sit a little bit of money aside to go and buy some more, what happens to the price? Goes up, doesn't it? Right, we're going to have a database of hundreds of thousands of people by then. If we are all buying, what happens to the price of our token? What happens to the value of the tokens that we've got in the back office then? What happens to the value of our loyalty bonus? All right, don't sell them, hold them.
What happens to the level of interest from the general public when the price is going up?
People who want to get in on it.
They're not going to want to buy them if the price is going down.
No. All right. Now, what happened in stage 4 when we released that? 10 minutes flat, the top 4 packages sold out. There is extreme demand for our product because it does provide a monthly, ongoing, increasing passive income stream. All right. If we're all buying up the tokens, because what's going to happen when we hit the exchanges, we're going to release small parcels of tokens. There'll be a finite amount. People will buy them up and then they'll be gone until the next release. People will miss out. They'll get angry. Next time we release a parcel, they'll put buy orders in up here so they don't miss out. What happens to the price? Up she goes. 65% of all that money gets tipped back into the investment portfolio, growing its value, which means its base price increases with time. Now, because there's an asset backing this, if the price ever goes down below that base value, it becomes a bargain. People will buy it back up every time. Right? So in time, this portfolio will grow and grow and grow in size. The base price will increase like this. Our loyalty bonuses will do this. Right? Why would you ever want to sell your cash cow? All right? Hold on to them and milk it for all you're worth. Okay? Live off the loyalty bonuses. Take a loan if you really need to pay for a kid's operation or something and pay it back out of the loyalty bonuses so you don't lose your source of income. All right, Cherry, you've got your hand up. Have you got a question, darling? Oh, you're going to have to hit the space bar on your computer. We can't hear you. Try and click the space bar. No. I'm not sure why it's not working. You might have to click the space bar. All right, you try and work that out while we see if there's any other questions and we'll come back to you, okay, Cherry? All right, we've got a couple of questions. Someone asked yesterday if you are officially able to transfer tokens from one person to the other who are both registered. At the moment, you can't, but I believe in the future you may be able to do so. All right, we'll wait for that.
Oh, I answered yes to that. Sorry, buddy. I didn't see he was asking about tokens. I thought he was asking about bonuses, units. Yeah, right. Thanks for clarifying that. And Glenn's got some very good questions there in the chat too.
You can transfer money, but you can't transfer tokens as yet. All right, but people are setting up accounts for their children and buying tokens, and myself included, buying tokens for our children, knowing that in some time in the future they will be worth a bucket load of money, and you've set your kids up for life. All right, even if you buy them $100 or a $250 package each, in time that will turn into significant amounts of money. Right, 2 small questions from Glenn.
And they're crackers.
Why is it required to buy education package for stock and security token purchases? Great question. All right. Also, what blockchain is the token built on? All right, we'll tackle that one first and we'll come back to the second one. The reason why we sell education is because that is legal to sell education worldwide. All right. It makes us compliant, and you do need a license to sell securities worldwide, but we don't need to because we are selling education. All right. It keeps us an arm's length away from needing that license. Does that make sense? All right. So we sell education, right? We are crowdfunding for Skyway. 50% of the money goes to Skyway. Back comes a gift of equity shares in the company. All right. When you buy a token package, listed next to the token package is the education that you receive for that package. You get the tokens as a bonus. All right. So it always keeps us at arm's length away from being uncompliant, if that makes sense. Would that explain it correctly?
Yeah, that's the legal side of it, buddy, and very well explained. The other side is the moral and ethical side of it as well, where Skyway Invest Group are all about empowering the masses, and they're doing that with financial literacy and education, so we can all learn to save, have multiple income streams, and know what to do with our money. Also, as I've touched on in a presentation a couple of weeks ago with Andrew Hawkes, lots and lots of people have become financially free and become multimillionaires from this opportunity. And if they don't have the financial literacy and education, they will blow the lot, like a lot of sports stars do, like a lot of lottery winners do. So that's the other reason, as well as the legal part that you've touched on and explained very well.
Awesome. Thanks for the clarification, Scott. I think between us we answered it. The blockchain, the details on that will be released, but I believe it's going to be a smart contract on the Ethereum network is what got released in Minsk. Sorry, I just had a mind meld for the minute there. Now, all right. Oh, good question again. All right.
Brilliant.
Since the crypto market is vulnerable to market manipulations by large investors, does this security token have the protection against such actions? Wow, I haven't been asked that one yet. That's a curly one, isn't it? All right. As we kind of mentioned in the previous question, we've got a global investment portfolio. All right. It has a value. The value divided by the number of tokens gives you a price. There is a finite number of tokens. So the bigger the portfolio gets, divided by the tokens, gives you a base price, right? Because most cryptocurrencies, their value is derived by the people's belief in it, i.e. Bitcoin. There is no asset backing Bitcoin. If, you know, McAfee jumps on there and tells people that Bitcoin's a scam and everyone believes it, the price tanks because everyone dumps their Bitcoin, right? And then all of a sudden someone says, oh, Bitcoin's the wave of the future, and it starts going up. Everyone starts buying it, all right? That's based on people's belief, right? Example, if you buy a Bitcoin for 5 grand, goes to 10, the only way to realise that profit is to actually sell the Bitcoin. So you've got 10 grand and no Bitcoin, you're 5 grand in front, right? But with ours, there is a portfolio backing it, which gives us a base level price. So if the price ever goes below that, the rest of the people in here will go, holy cow, that's a bargain. And they'll buy it back up to the base price at least, won't they? Because it's worth it, because they're getting an extreme discount on something that's worth this much. So I believe that market manipulation will be hard to complete because we've got an asset backing our portfolio. All right, does that make sense, Scott? Or others?
Absolutely. I guess the other point around that too with that question, and again, all those three questions are brilliant questions from Glenn. We do have policies in place to help protect that as well legally, as in we are only allowed to sell 5% of our assets in our tokens. So yeah, there are policies and procedures in place for that. The other factor as well comes back to financial literacy and education, where when we're doing that and following the training and the product, the core product that Skyway Invest Group has and that we've all purchased, it says very, very clearly, do not strangle the golden goose who is laying the golden eggs. And that is our token portfolio. So just by being educated, we wouldn't sell them. So that will help control that as well. And if we do want to sell them, which is our free will to do so, we are legally only allowed to sell 5%. So there are measures and protections in place to stop that happening. But yeah, very good question.
Now that's 5% on the launch. Obviously, you'll be able to sell more in further. Yeah. So you can sell them all in time if you wish to. But like Scott said, why would you strangle the golden goose? Right? It doesn't make any sense. So I would suggest, guys, hold on to them and, in fact, buy more on the launch so the price goes up. All right, and so the loyalty bonuses and everyone makes more money. All right. In fact, Glenn, they are some of the best questions we've been asked in question and answer time, by the way. Well done. Thanks for the explanation. I came a little bit late, so apologies. All right, now, Glenn, I hope you've received those answers because you're in there now. Someone's got unstable internet, probably me. All right, thank you for your answers. I have been a winner and a loser in ICOs. So I had to ask. We all have, mate. We've all put money in something that's run away with it. All right, if you haven't, well, you've been extremely lucky or you're just starting online marketing. All right, everyone's been burnt at one point or another. So the thing is, guys, you need to work out whether the stove is hot or not. All right, you need to have an eye on how to spot programs that aren't legitimate. All right, anything that says % per day, be very wary. All right, but anyway, I'm not going to get into the do's and don'ts. You just need to do your due diligence. That's why I love this. Right, it is simply undeniable. Scott, myself, Alex, Brenda, right, we're all in Belarus last week or a week and a half ago. We were actually at Eco Techno Park. We were walking around looking at the tracks, sitting in the sky pods and the unibikes. All right, they didn't have the permissions to run them because it was at short notice. All right, that's the only reason they didn't do that. We've met Yanitsky. We've met Andre Harato. All right, it's the real deal, plain and simple. Never been anything that's been as open book as what this is. All right. So any other questions, guys? Does the security token have any competitors? Just curious if anyone else can impact the price of the security token with an asset-backed approach like this. Even if someone tries to copy us. Now, we are leaders in the marketplace, by the way. We're carving a new niche into the marketplace by doing what we're doing. I don't know of any other companies that are doing it like this. All right. Now, if in the future someone else does a portfolio like this, it'll be an individual portfolio. It won't have any comparison with us. So I very much doubt that anyone else trying to clone us will compete with us, if that makes sense, because we'll be years in front. All right. I hope that answers that question. That's another good question, by the way. Who brought this guy in? He's awesome.
Hi, Andrew.
Welcome. Peter, how you going?
You do have, there is a token that's coming out, I believe, in the next month or so. It's called STOR, S-T-O-R-H. That is an asset-backed STO.
Right. Not sure about that one.
It's not in direct competition with what we have, but it is an asset-backed STO like ours is.
Bonus. Diversify, maybe. All right.
Does it pay monthly dividends, Pete?
Don't know.
All right.
Cool. We're all over it. The other thing I guess we need to clarify and tidy up is the discussion and questions yesterday around the price of tickets to India.
Yes, I got clarification on that.
Some people have come back and said that we definitely have to spend $800 to get a ticket to India, but that's if we're purchasing them under the CRU tab in our back office, and then we get compensated with a whole whack of crypto unit tokens. But if we purchase them under our SWIG tab, they are only $200 each, not $800. So that's the difference.
Now, the clarification we wanted with Peter was people were thinking you get 4 tickets for $800. You don't, right? For the $800 in the crew tab, you get a ticket to India, 100,000 tokens, and when you go to India and use your ticket, you get another 100,000 tokens, right? It's one ticket. So that could potentially get you 200,000 tokens in the crew tab. So well worth it if you've got the money. Now, that clarifies that. So you only get 1 ticket for the $800, not 4. All right?
Yes.
But you get a bucket load of tokens. Kathleen, yes.
Yes, I have a quick question. The crypto unit educational packages.
Yes.
Well, the video.
Yes.
Anyway, will they ever be in English?
I expect they'll be translated at some point in time. Absolutely, they have to.
Okay.
Right, and I believe Annette Martinstone is the one that's doing that. So,
Yeah.
in the UK, she's the head of the education department. So, yes, absolutely.
Can I just add something there, Andrew?
Yes, Steve.
A lot of the videos in the education tab, if you tick on them, they're Andre's videos, but they are all subtitled in English.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So you can watch them and read instead of...
yeah, you just got to read them, but they come up in YouTube, and, you know, majority of them aren't for too long. They're done in sections, so, yeah, they're quite easy to follow along with.
Awesome. All right, thanks for that, Steve.
Thanks,
so there you
Dave.
go, Kathleen.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Awesome. Well, you can get the education.
I saw that, but I'm a visual person, and I like to watch your mouth as you speak. But, yeah, I could do that.
Awesome. But I believe at some point they'll be translated as well.
Okay.
Yeah, all the added benefits sound really exciting. Absolutely. I've already bought my tickets, so I bought them after the Malaysia event. So whether I on-sell them on the cheap and buy an $800 one, I might just do that. You never know. All right, India. I'm obviously going to get the list, get it so you can book your visas and your flights and your accommodation. Steve Gaggy, did Nathan provide you any information on that or not? Because I haven't been able to get hold of him yesterday.
Well, I've actually booked mine with Adrian. He's booked the one tour already. Yep. And I know he's actually putting another tour together at the moment as well.
Oh, so Adrian's doing tours? What are the tours?
Well, the first one he did, the cost obviously was a little bit less than what it might be now because we got in earlier with the flights and accommodation, but it worked out around I think it was around the 2,000. That was for 7 nights, flights from Australia. We had a full-day tour to the Taj Mahal and also a half-day tour included in and around Delhi. Yep. And 7 nights accommodation in a 4-star place. So it didn't work out too bad. And I know he's putting together another one now, so he's looking for numbers. So it might be worth touching base with him as well.
All right, no worries. Well, other than that, we've got travel agents and that. We're all going to try and line up a cost-effective hotel that's not 5-star, but comfortable, close to the venue. So. I've heard rumours of $15, $20 a night, $30 a night, which is a lot cheaper than the $200 a night, the ones supplied in the back office. So it's going to be a lot more cost effective. We can all pile in and out of the same hotel or one's close by, grab a meal or do whatever together and do it as one big team. So people won't, when the function ends, don't have to go in all different directions. We all go to the same place. So we're arranging that. I'll go from there. Any other questions? Any other questions, guys? Any new people on the call that need any clarification on anything? All right, I see a lot of new faces on the second and third pages. So on that, we've been on the call for just on an hour now. So unless there's any more questions.
I have a question, please.
I know that voice. Where's Kirsten? There you go. How you going?
I have a question, please.
Yes. Go, Kirsten.
Hey, so the $800 ticket, is that for both ways, I hope?
No, the $800 ticket is just an entry into the stadium.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me, Kirsten? I'm not sure she can hear me. Can anyone else?
Not very good. I have a very bad connection.
All right. I can answer that for you after, if you like, if you can't hear me. No, obviously she can't hear me. Can everyone else hear me,
Okay.
or is it my internet?
No, we can hear you, mate.
Okay. All right, I'll answer that after, Kirsten. But in answer to that, and just in case, the $800 is just the ticket to get into the stadium that comes with a bucket load of tokens. All right, it's not your flights. It's not your accommodation. It's just a ticket to get into the stadium. All right. Oh, there, a day typed it in. Thank you. All right. Now, twice a day, every day, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, USA, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Melbourne. All right. Same link. We do these live meetings. If you want to invite people to them, obviously your team will grow. Now, what I'll do is I usually grab 3 links, and I'll do the same today. Right. I'm putting these links in the chat. The first link is a step-by-step guide on how to set up your account. Now, I've actually updated a couple of videos in there, and I'm going to add how to verify a miner later today, just so that's done. So that is a lot more flowing now. I've actually done a video where I explain to fund this side and then this side. All right, so people don't get stuck with all their money on one account and not able to transfer it. So the next one is a more information page, and the third one is a contacting script. If you want to learn how to invite people the right way, watch that. All right. If you want to get people on the calls rather than saying they're going to and avoiding it, watch that. Right. It talks about the psychology.
Are you playing a video?
No, I'm not playing a video. I'm talking. All right. So on that, guys, grab those 3 links. Obviously, check them out. Yeah, basically invite people along and we'll grow our team. Now, for those who are involved in the Agent Buster competition, we'll have updates coming out in that. Hopefully later on today, I'll do a video and catch everything up on that one. All right. So on that, any last questions? Scott?
Yeah, I'd just like to add that as of tomorrow morning, my time, which will be 9 p.m. UK time, I will also be doing live presentations with Nathan Mully online too, for anyone at that times coincide with, especially the UK crew. That's the main reason we've set that up. Nathan's put his hand up in Peter's team and keen to be a part of this and start doing a live presentation. So
awesome. Now that's 9 p.m. UK time. And what is there a link that is going to be on every day?
I was just going to use Alex's Zoom link until I set my own up. I was going to use hers. Yeah. So that'll be 6 a.m. Aussie time, 9 p.m. UK time, Tuesday and Thursday evenings.
Awesome. Oh, only on Tuesday and Thursday, is it?
At the moment, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's a good start anyway.
Yep.
4 a.m. for me, Scotty.
Yeah, big call, mate.
I'll see if I can make a cameo appearance, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it because that's about the only time I do sleep. So on that, guys, we've obviously got enough live presentations to get your people in front of this opportunity. If you ask them in the right way, all right, as so they're looking for a solution to their problems or a further income stream, right, they'll find it, all right, if you learn to ask or invite people to these Zooms the right way. So on that, guys, 2, even 3 times a day we're doing Zooms now, especially on Tuesday and Thursdays. Invite, and give other people the same opportunity you've got. All right?
Yes, the only other bit I'd add on to that too, buddy, is pushing, which SWIG are doing, for people to attend, set up and present at, if they'd like to as well, the live face-to-face presentations also. The Eventbrite Facebook pages, they're in there basically, wherever your country is, and all the presentations that are available there. So some people prefer to jump in their car and drive to a face-to-face presentation and be belly-to-belly and see the presentation that way. And they are heating up, and there's a lot of them rolling out globally now all around the world. So that's your other option for yourself.
Absolutely.
And for new people also.
Absolutely. Sorry, you just paused for a couple of times during that, Scott. I thought you finished. It must be my internet. It's saying in unstable connection here. All right, guys, on that, let's keep on growing. Obviously, the bigger your team, the bigger your payday, and closer your freedom date becomes. All right. So on that, everyone, be awesome. We will catch up on the next meeting in about 8 hours' time. 8:30 p.m. Melbourne time. Until then, who's fired up about what's going on here? I know I am. All right. Until then, everyone, be awesome. Catch up.